What's up, comic community? It is TJ from Hella Comics, and I'm here to give you my 5 tips if you're looking to start collecting comic books. First and foremost, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to everybody around the world right now. Obviously, the world's going through some stuff right now, so I just hope that everybody stays safe, healthy. Make sure to wash your hands, wash your ass, practice social distancing, stop going out, try to go out as little as possible, because you might not know that you have something and then you give it to a family or friend, they give it to somebody, God forbid, you give it to a family member who's of the elderly, and then it's really going to be an issue. So please, once again, stay safe, and our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. Tip number 1, be careful for the tape pull. More than likely, when you get a book and it comes with the bag and board, there's gonna be a little piece of tape on the back. That tape is used so that way the book don't fall out, fall on the floor, damage the book. But you have to make sure that you remember to take the tape off. I remember one time I had a Fantastic Four number 53 and I removed the book and I seen the flap that had the tape slowly land onto the cover of the book. I kid you not, my heart stopped. I was like, holy shit, I just fucked up this book that I just got. I was in the car, parked in front of the comic shop because I just got the book. So I slowly started to take the tape off and you just see the cover just rip. The cover was pretty much going with the tape. And I was like, wow. But luckily, this happened when I first started to get into collecting. And, you know, imagine if it happened to a Fantastic Four number 52, which is 3 times the value of the book that I did damage. Tip number 2, don't get played and overpay. Whenever you want to get a book, make sure to see how much that book is actually sold for. Perfect example, eBay. If you type in a book, you could find hundreds of listings where, say for example, they put $500, $600, $700. But in reality, that book sells for $250 to $300. Speaking of eBay, they do have a feature where you can click sold listings in the options and it'll just show every sold listing and you can see how much that book is sold for. It'll save you money and it'll definitely save you time, especially if that seller has a make an offer. You know exactly how much that book has been selling for, so you can make a reasonable offer. One website you could use is called GPA. They could give you the last sale, the 90-day average. I think they even do like a 3-month average, a year average. You could even see the sales from previous years and see when the book spiked and when it fell. That's a very detailed website. They even show sales data for signed books too, if you're into stuff like that. For example, you could see one that says signed by Stan Lee and John Romita Sr. Very detailed. You do need a monthly membership in order to access the sales data. Another website you can use, Go Collect. Very easy to use, user friendly. And what I like about that website is they actually show the cover of the comic. So you know how there's different volumes, volume 1, 2, 3. If you type in Amazing Spider-Man number 50, it'll show number 50 from each volume. And all you gotta do is just match the picture with the book that you're trying to get. So remember, don't get played and overpay. Speaking of getting played, that leads us to tip number 3. Be careful for scammers. If you're using eBay, always make sure to check the feedback of the seller. Buyers will leave feedback, good or bad, for the seller, so make sure to always check that. For example, if you buy from somebody and they ship the book and it's damaged, and you look at the feedback, 4 other people got books that were damaged from him too. Could have been easily prevented if you would have just looked at the feedback. If you're using Instagram or Facebook, which a lot of people, including myself, use, make sure you do PayPal goods and services. If you do friends and family, if someone screws you over, you will not get your money back. You pretty much gave that dude or lady the money for free. If you do goods and services, if something goes wrong, you could easily do a claim, get your money back, and you're protected. Friends and family, no strings attached. You are on your own. Don't be scared to ask for references. If you're dealing with someone on Instagram, for example, screenshot their profile, post it on your story, ask the community, has anybody worked with this person before? Is it legit to work with them? And more than likely, they will give you your answer. Which kind of brings up another thing. If someone does play you, make sure you blast that person online everywhere. Help the community, try to prevent the community from working with that person, and you could save someone the trouble of working with that shady seller. Tip number 4, try to get good at grading. Me, myself, I'm not the best. Luckily, I have a lot of friends in the community that help me with that. I send them pictures, as many detailed pictures as I can, and they try to give me a grade estimate. So if you don't really feel comfortable grading, find somebody who does. Always remember, if you buy a raw book, at the end of the day, it's a gamble. I have heard of stories where somebody buys a raw book, promoted at a 9.6, and it comes back a 9.0. Unfortunately, that's just the gamble that you take when you buy a raw book. You can't really get too upset. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, just like Vegas. If you are set on a 9.6 or a 9.8, I highly recommend that you just buy it graded. That way you don't have to worry about it. But on the flip side, I have heard of stories where people get a book that's promoted at 9.2, get it graded, and they get a 9.6. They do have forums online, YouTube videos where people try to teach you how to grade, and it's all subjective at the end of the day. The person grading your book isn't the person who graded my book or so-and-so's book. It's just a bunch of different people grading books at the companies. I've even heard people in the community joke around and say, man, hopefully the person grading my book is in a good mood. That's how subjective it is. So if you prefer a specific grade, buy it graded. If you want to take the gamble, buy it raw. Just don't get pissed if it comes back lower than what you wanted. The last and final tip, tip number 5. Just have fun. Whether you're collecting or you're a dealer, at the end of the day, everybody loves comics, and being surrounded by people who love what you love, it's a good feeling, man. Like, I enjoy collecting. I suggest that you go with a friend or multiple friends. Go to a comic shop, go to a convention. Obviously not right now though, because this corona shit's crazy. But after that, make friends on Instagram, Facebook. The comic book community is one of the best communities that I've ever been introduced to. For the most part, everybody I've met has been positive, has been super easy to talk to, super chill. I've met like 2 assholes, but 2 out of the 100 that I've met, that's pretty good odds. As long as you're having fun, you'll never be disappointed. Take my wife, for example, the hot ass wife. She does not know shit about comic books. To be honest, she probably doesn't really give a fuck at the end of the day either. But she enjoys doing the videos with me because I enjoy it. And in a weird way, she's also learning about comic books too. She's learning terms like CGC. She's learning about certain keys, characters' first appearances, just stuff like unintentionally. Here's a quick little side story. When I first started collecting, I bought an Amazing Spider-Man number 14, first appearance of Green Goblin. Spent about $700 at the comic shop. The hot ass wife goes, "Are you fucking crazy? You almost spent $1,000 on a comic book." I go, "Yeah, I did. It's the first Green Goblin." Fast forward a few months later, it was her birthday, and I wanted to bring her somewhere. This is before we got married, and I didn't want to take money out of our savings account for the wedding. So what I did was I flipped that Amazing Spider-Man number 14 for $1,100. Used that money, took her to Vegas, had a great time, and ever since then, she does not doubt me buying comic books at all. So at the end of the day, just have fun. Meet new people, buy books you like, flip them, buy bigger books, just have fun. All right, guys, thank you for sticking around and listening to my 5 tips. And if you have tips that I didn't mention, feel free to comment them below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially don't forget to subscribe. We're doing the 500 subscriber giveaway. We added another prize. All 3 are listed in the previous video before this. Actually, I'll just show you right now. So these are the prizes for the 500 subscriber giveaway. We have a Venom number 1 and Amazing Spider-Man number 800 connecting covers. This will be a set, so if you win, you could get that. A Rye number 0, which is the first appearance of Bloodshot. Vin Diesel movie out right now. And you could get a Return of Wolverine number 2, Del Auto Virgin variant cover. All 3 will be free, if you win, of course. And how it works is we're gonna pick 3 winners, and the first one to win the raffle could pick the book of their choosing, second, so on, and third. Once again, thank you guys for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.